Hello, and thank you for flying Air International, flight number 103.1 FM. And I'm your pilot, April Snell, and today we are fortunate to have with us Stephanie Adams. She's the director of CWS. This is a place where we interview passionate, positive, progressive people. And she's here to tell us about a screening of Salaam Neighbor that's happening on
this Friday, February 5th at 6 p.m. at the Dana Auditorium at Guilford College.
So, Stephanie, before we really get started, can you tell me who you are and why you're here and what your personal vision is?
Well, I'm the director of CWS Refugee and Immigration Program in Greensboro. We're located downtown on South Elm Street. I'm here today because I'd like to share with you about an event we have coming up in the Salaam Neighbor screening. I think it's going to be a really great educational opportunity to learn about refugees and how refugees live when they're living in a camp, and a little bit about living in an urban setting as a refugee, to learn a little bit more about the Syrian refugee crisis as well. It'll be a fun event. It'll be an event where you can learn how you can get involved in welcoming refugees.
And so, Stephanie, what is your personal vision?
I'm a daughter of an immigrant, and my mother's from Colombia. And so I grew up just, living in a multicultural home and really knowing what my mom had to give up to come here, being away from family, and just trying to make it in this country and do the best for her children alongside my father. And I had the opportunity to see her become a naturalized citizen when I was just about 12 years old, and that was a really touching moment for me in my life. And I see this, strong determination and focus and drive in every refugee and immigrant that I meet through the work that I do.
I feel very privileged to be a volunteer here. Today I was working with a gentleman, and I won't say his name. However, he could not read when he first came here, and he was stumbling over his letters. And just after really being with him for 3 times one-on-one, he read his first sentence today, which was, "The cat is fat and the man is fat." And he was able to write it out. So in preparation for his citizen. So it's very rewarding work. Tell us a little bit about the Salaam Neighbor without giving too much away, and maybe what we can expect after the movie.
So Salaam Neighbor is a documentary that was made by the same guys who made Living on One, the co-founders of Living on One, and you might have seen that film on Netflix. The directors and founders of Living on One and Salaam Neighbor are Chris Temple and Zach and Brashi. And we're really excited because they will be with us for the screening. The film itself is about Zach and Chris's trip to the Zaatari refugee camp in Jordan. That's very close to the city of Mafraq. And they spend time in that camp getting to know the people who are living there. There are many Syrian refugees in that camp. They get to know the stories of the children, of the families that are living there, and kind of tell their stories, and also, let people know what refugee camp life is like. It's really important to understand that there are only 3 durable solutions for refugees. So when someone flees and they become a refugee, the first solution would be that they're able to return to their home country. The second solution would be that they're able to stay within and live as, citizens, or become citizens or residents of the host country that they're within. For these refugees, the host country is Jordan, where the camp is that they're living in. And then the last solution is resettlement. Refugees would love to live in their home country and not have to flee to go anywhere else. You can imagine how difficult it would be to be forced out of your home country and give up everything, your culture, your home, everything that you know, to live in another place. So this is kind of showing that refugee camp life and that isn't a solution. There needs to be something else for these people, that they're not staying in these camps for years, sometimes up to 20 years.
And let alone people who are separated from their family and may go to one refugee camp. One person might be learning French, and then another person might be learning English.
Yes, refugee camp life can be very difficult, and many families are split up when they're fleeing, and have a hard time staying in contact with each other. They might even be given the opportunity to be resettled in another country, which is a very rare opportunity. About 1% of all refugees in the world ever get that opportunity. And when they do, sometimes they're still going to be separated from their families who might be in another country, and they don't know when they will see them again, or if their family members will also be resettled to that country that they've been allowed.
What do you hope that the people will do, or how they'll be after they see this movie, the community as well as possibly refugees?
Well, first, after the film's screening takes place, there will be a question and answer session with refugee experts from our community, and also the filmmakers, Chris and Zach, which we're really excited to have them. So that will be an opportunity to ask questions and learn more. There will also be time after the question and answer session where there will be different organizations that serve refugees that are set up with booths that you can walk up to, learn how you can get involved. So really our hope for this event is that people will learn more about refugees and the Syrian refugee crisis, and really feel called to do something for refugees, to volunteer or to become an advocate. Right now, we are trying very hard to make sure that action doesn't happen in Congress to prevent Syrian refugees and Iraqi refugees from coming to the United States. There's the SAFE Act that's out there that's really threatening our ability as a country to continue to resettle Syrian and Iraqi refugees. That's because there's a lot of fear and bigotry that we hear out there in the media and we are seeing in our communities. And we don't think that's representative of Greensboro. And we don't think that shows, really what's the reality is that refugees come here and they contribute to our community from all different nationalities. And we feel safe in this community, and I think that this is an opportunity to really make your voice heard, or learn how you can make your voice heard if you want to support refugees coming to our community, learn how to get involved, and give if you'd like to give financially to our programs that help refugees get their lives started here, and also contribute to our funds that help us prevent homelessness within the refugee population. So we're collaborating with Guilford College and Every Campus a Refuge to make this screening possible. Also, one thing that's really important to mention is that Mary Jo McGraw, I cannot say enough wonderful things about her. She is just such an example of how a volunteer or an advocate for refugees within the community can make great change. She brought this screening to Greensboro. It was her mission, and she made it happen. And we've been so thankful and happy to work with her. And this really shows how one person can make such a huge difference and impact so many people. We already have 200 people who've reserved tickets, and we are hoping that some of you will get online and like us on Facebook and see where we've posted how you can also reserve tickets for yourself.
Okay, and can you give the website to where they can find out that information?
Yes, I would actually just like CWS Greensboro on Facebook. There you will see where we've posted. It's a TUG website, TUGG, for the Salaam Neighbor Greensboro screening. And you can reserve tickets. We have a lot of space. It's completely free. We'll have pizza at the end for free for people to eat while they mingle and get to know the other refugee service providers and nonprofits helping refugees in our community. There will also be information about Islam. We want to, let people know about this religion that there's a lot of fear about in our community, and just take in that information. And we hope to see you all there.
Okay, I don't know if you know this or not, but Stephanie is a graduate of UNCG. So I'm going to give her the mic to give us a plug.
I love UNCG. I think it's just such a great university, and I was lucky enough to graduate from the undergraduate program for the Human Development and Family Studies program. I concentrated in adolescent and family studies, so I was just really pleased with that program, and I think UNCG is a really great university, and they provide us with a lot of volunteers. We have interns from UNCG. We are so happy to have the students from UNCG working with us to welcome refugees to Greensboro.
Thank you, Stephanie. Like I said, Air International is a place where we interview passionate, positive, progressive people in the Greensboro community, having a positive influence on the community. And I'd like to thank you for coming in today. And I look forward to going to see Salaam Neighbor. So again, you can check out CWS on Facebook, and you can find out all the information if you'd like to reserve a ticket.
I also wanted just to make sure you guys know what time the event starts. So it's Salaam Neighbor screening at Guilford College at the Dana Auditorium, February 5th. That's this Friday. The doors will open at 5:45, but the screening will start at 6 p.m. Question and answer session right after the film, and then the reception starts at 8 with free food. So we hope to see you there.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you for flying Air International flight number 103.1 FM, where you're sure to fly first class every time you fly.